Welcome back to 105 The High Fever. I'm Jason Glick alongside Brandon Popper and Mason Fullerton. And today we're playing a game. We're playing contenders or pretenders in the NFL world. As we're approaching the NFL season, there's been a lot of controversy between which teams are real contenders and which teams just aren't. So I'm going to go list teams and we're going to get opinions from both sides. The first team is the Denver Broncos. We're going to start with Mason.
I mean, you could go really contender, but I'm gonna have to go pretender here. Obviously, Russell Wilson is on the team. He's aging at the same time, and he's not used to the way the Denver Broncos play to begin with. You got to give some time, at least in my opinion, half a season to get used to that. But by half a season, you might not even be a playoff team if you don't get the right amount of wins. And I just think the chemistry, I'm not saying it's not there. I just think it has to grow between the Broncos and the Seahawks. Seahawks have been more of a contender in the past with Russ. Obviously not last season, maybe the other seasons, but more than the Broncos have been at all.
Yeah, the quarterback transition is really hard, especially when you have a guy on the older side. In the past 2 years, we've seen two teams execute this well. The Rams with Matthew Stafford and the Bucks with Tom Brady. They both won Super Bowls. Could Russell Wilson be that third person to continue the streak? What do you think, Brandon?
I want to say contenders, but I think I'm going to have to agree with Mason here. I mean, the Broncos, the AFC West, first off, is stacked. I mean, we've got the Chargers, we've got the Chiefs, we've now got the Raiders contending. It's hard to have all four teams make the playoffs. I'm not even sure if there's been a year lately that we've had all four teams make up the playoffs, especially now we now have an extra playoff team, but it's harder because of just how well the AFC conference is. But I'm going to have to say pretender just because, like Mason said, I think the Denver Broncos, I mean, they've got Russell Wilson, but really their wide receiver core isn't the best. They really need better wide receivers. I mean, the Chiefs still have got many good talents, but we gotta see if Denver Broncos can compete.
Yeah, the Broncos, their receiving core is definitely a downgrade from what the Seahawks offer with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Cortland Sutton's supposed to be that DK Metcalf physical guy, but at the end of the day, I don't know if he can really be that guy. It looks like we have a caller.
Hi, I'm Jonah. Do you guys think that if the Broncos can win their division, that they could be the top seed in the AFC if they do end up winning their division, even though you guys think they're pretenders?
Okay, I mean, personally, the Broncos, like we said, they're in a really tough division, but being atop the AFC, I would say probably no. I think winning their division is more realistic right now, more than winning the division and winning the conference, because I think there's teams like Buffalo that are probably going to beat them out, and maybe we see one of the AFC North teams of the Ravens or Bengals, whoever wins that division, I think could finish above Denver. What do you think, Brandon?
I also think the Titans are going to be a top team. I don't think if the Broncos do win the division, they're not going to be a top team. I mean, the Bills, they're still got the Bills. The Dolphins are good and maybe atop the East. I mean, I think in reality, I don't think the Broncos are winning the division. I think either the Chargers or Chiefs are going to be ahead of them. But if the Broncos do somehow pull up an upset and win the division, I think maybe 3 seed max. I think definitely not ahead of Buffalo and Tennessee.
Yeah, Mason?
Yeah, I mean, going to the question, I think that the Broncos, I don't really see them as a number 1 seed in the North or NFC, even if they get top of their division. I just don't think they're strong enough to go against teams in the NFC. I just think, like I said, the chemistry might not be there yet, even if they win the division.
Yeah, the chemistry is going to be a problem, and the Broncos have a lot of controversy going into the year. We do not know what they're going to be like as their entire team is reshaped by this new face at quarterback. And that's going to do it for this section of 105 The High Fever. For Mason and Brandon, I'm Jason, and we'll see you after a word from your local station.